one of the key sort of drivers of Expo City Dubai as it is today was always where we were going to be. So we started 10 years ago building this place, thinking about its legacy. So fast forward, since those doors closed, we always intended to have this physical infrastructure that's part of a wider Dubai 2040 master plan, that's part of the growth of the city, that adds a value to the city, that's a place that you can live, that you can work, that you can play, that you can be entertained, that's family oriented, and really everything that everybody saw and experienced at Expo, really kind of an extrapolation of that. But then what we also did over that decade was not only build a physical city, but we built a lot of knowledge, we built a lot of relationships, we invited the world, and that takes a long time to cultivate. So not only did we build something tangible, but we built a lot of intangible. And so my job now is to daily think about those intangible elements and to continue to drive value for Expo City in the city, but also give it its rightful place in the world as a proactive partner, collaborator, lessons that we can learn and that we can share, and really have a seat at the table in a way that really brings value to potential partnerships that we want to attract into the city and that we want to build in the world. And I think through Expo 2020 and through a lot of other initiatives in the city, we have become an exporter of ideas that really comes from this part of the world.
Yes.
So a lot of that talent, knowledge, and experience that has been built has been very homegrown. And so I think that's what you begin to feel is a sense of maturity, a pulse, different elements and characteristics of the place really coming alive. And I'd like to think that Expo City Dubai and Expo 2020 contributed to that in some way. And I think what's really interesting about that is that more and more communities don't want to sit in their own echo chambers. So universities don't just want to speak to universities. Or businesses don't just want to speak to businesses. Innovators don't just want to speak to innovators, and so on and so forth. What they want is to be able to build a truly effective ecosystem where there's an active agent sort of curating those conversations and enabling further growth to come from those connections. And so when you think about an ecosystem, when you think about the value chain, and you think about corridors that you can open between and across all of these different stakeholders, what better place to do it than in Expo City Dubai that has the infrastructure, that has the capability, that has the legislative and regulatory maneuverability to be able to respond to needs of the day. And I mean, look how quickly industry moves, look how nimble you have to be ahead of the curve. We have the facility to be able to do that. And so as we begin to, and we are hosting COP, but as COP comes and goes and we welcome more visitors and more tenants, it'll be a very active city, and that will be sort of a really ripe opportunity to build those sorts of connections and drive different kinds of change through that. But I think what's important to note is every single conversation looks and sounds different. It has to be personalized, it has to be responsive, it's got to be humble, it's got to be engaging, and I would say this because this is my vantage point, for everything it has to be global. And so wherever you are in the world, wherever you're sitting, and if you are interested in an opportunity to establish yourself or build a relationship with an outpost in Dubai, then come and talk to us at Expo City Dubai.